This is SDR News and Geekazine.com's coverage of NAB.
Hi, this is Andy McCaskey from SDR News. I'm here at NAB in the Hewlett-Packard booth, and we have Ryan with us, who just gave a very interesting presentation. I'm kind of the sacrificial lamb coming in here because I have a reputation. I've got a lot of Apple products, also have some PC products as well. But as a professional videographer, you have really kind of changed your approach over the years. Tell us about that.
As all of you probably know, is a lot of formats are coming out that are much higher resolution. And for years, I was perfectly happy on the Macs. I pretty much bought every single Mac that ever came out in my back pocket. I mean, I'm a total Mac guy. I got my Mac iPhone, you know what I mean? I'm your typical Mac guy. If you go to my site, imfilmguy.com, or my blog.imfilmguy.com, you're going to see photos of me with Macs because, in my opinion, at that time, the best software, the best machines. The issue is, for me anyway, is the landscape has changed. We're needing more. We're needing more powerful machines, and it got to a point where the Mac Pro just kind of got stuck. I was waiting almost 2 years for a refresh, and in fact, last year I was here at NAB, and I started asking people.
So what's the driver? Is it high resolution images? Is it more complex encoding? What do you see as the driver?
Well, it's just data. There's so much more data. It's a lot more megabits per second. So what that amounts to is everything in your machine has to be in sync to be able to handle all this high res. So I don't mean to just be like high res, but in a sense, it is. If we don't...
Trying 4K images?
4K. I'm a red shooter, so, honestly, if you're doing like red, you're going to be... I think you're going to hit a plateau on the Mac platform. One, they're just, I don't feel like they're connected to us anymore. I had the opportunity to, go to a meeting with the HP guys, and what I really loved about it is they were like all ears. They were absolutely very interested in how I work, what I do, what kind of stuff I need to do, and I feel like HP gets it, if that makes sense. And I just feel so disconnected from Apple these days that I pretty much just left them in the past. You know, I do have my Mac Pro, which it's great for email and stuff, so I use that.
So that was the question. Was this workstation focused? And what do you see happening in the laptop arena?
Laptop arena, they're getting smaller in some cases, and that to me is not a good thing. So like the Mac Pros, that's what you mean, like the MacBook Pros, they're going to 13s, the 15s, high res, small canvas. For myself, my very first mobile or laptop was a 17. I was stoked to get a 17. I expect a 17. Mac totally dropped 17. What's up? You know, I'm waiting, it's not coming out.
So what's the size of file that you normally are moving about and handling?
It really ranges because, like with any format, well, for instance, Red, there's all these different compressions. But you could be, anywhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 200 megabits per second. So that's important that you have hard drives and everything that just is in sync. The thing about, like, say, the EliteBook is you can put up to 3 hard drives. You can RAID the hard drives. You can never do that in a MacBook Pro. I mean, it's paper thin, which is pretty cool. But beyond that, like, what can I do expandability-wise? I know some people are going to say Thunderbolt, but honestly, there are some challenges with Thunderbolt. You put too much stuff on the daisy chain, one little thing goes wrong, and then all of a sudden, you're down. So if I can like leverage some of this stuff, like putting hard drives in my machine or having great GPUs in my machine, whatever I can have in the machine is where I want to start as my base, and then expand out from that.
Well, let's talk displays a little bit. You know, the Retina display has, for a number of years, been pretty much a standard in the production environment in many shops, especially smaller shops. Well, what are your thoughts there?
I can't say anything bad about it. I think it's a great concept, but again, I have to have the landscape, the canvas. For instance, like I'm using the Dream Color monitor. I love how my EliteBook can have a dream color and I can have an external dream color. Again, there's not really anything like that on the Mac. There's not a big tablet or something I can use as a monitor or something like that. If there was, then maybe it'd be a different story. But again, I think just HP gets it. You know, they know what we need, and they're striving to create products that are just for people like myself.
Well, of course, I've got a lot of family members who are involved in the video industry. I've got professional contacts. I mean, this is almost heresy that we're talking about here. Do you think that people are going to begin to be a little more open, and or what do you think is going to happen in the next couple of years?
Honestly, it will obviously play on what Apple's next move is, but I can confidently say that I know what HP's move is, and they are full force putting out the stuff that I know I need and we all need. So it's hard for me to say. It's hard to predict the future, but as of right now, I almost feel like there's no future going on over at Apple. You know, I feel so disconnected that I need a company that completely listens. I need hardware that works, and you know, I think it's a beautiful road ahead, but you got to be open. I think the biggest struggle I had on that platform, Apple, Mac, whatever, is just feeling like I had to keep waiting. There's going to be something great. They always bring out something great. And then after you wait 1-2 years and there really isn't, that you start to get super frustrated. And you figure out, okay, well, maybe I can compromise here and do something here and da-da-da-da, or maybe I can transcode and then, you know, link it back. Forget all that. I need a machine that's like, I can use my Adobe software, the hardware's kick-ass, everything's native, everything flies on the timeline. I mean, that is, if they continue to do that, I don't see why anybody wouldn't consider it and switch. I mean, I'm not trying to say gotta switch, but look at it, study it, do your own research, and fly.
So where do people keep track of you? Where can they find more information and kind of follow your arguments? And I imagine you get a couple comments as well.
Okay, so you can find me pretty much anywhere online. You can just put Film Guy, one word. You can usually find my website, more specifically my blog, which is going to have more of my journey, blog.iamfilmguy.com, or the hashtag A Mac Guy Rocks HP. So if you Google that, that's going to like kind of give you some of my history. I'm going to keep using that, so all my new projects and stuff, I'm going to use that hashtag. Just get on the site, Twitter. Thank you, Twitter.com. I am Film Guy. That's probably my favorite place to be. I've met so many awesome people there, and it's a beautiful community. Whether you're on Mac or PC, guys, follow me. Let's have a discussion. Let's see what we can do. Let's see where we can take this in the future.
Excellent. Okay, open minds here at NAB. I'm Andy McCaskey for SDR News.